This is last night's supper, I believe. It's processed fish, I believe is a sandwich. I don't know if it's tuna fish, but they've given me so many tuna fish sandwiches. This type of fish is not a part of my religious diet. It's tempting, but that's cruel for them to be aware of my diet and to put foods in front of me that are tempting to eat, but are not part of that diet, and which there's some legal questions as to the safety. This is a processed fish. How much mercury poisoning is in it? Scientists and doctors seem to feel that there's an amount of mercury you can eat and be safe. I don't agree with that. My religion doesn't agree with it. Fish don't have mercury poisoning in them, except that humankind has done things in such a way that puts mercury poisoning in our fish. So fish, even naturally caught out in the ocean, fish is containing mercury poisoning, especially the tuna fish. Or if it's not, then we're being lied to by the media and by those who've reported that people have had health issues and serious health issues as a result of eating a lot of tuna fish. But there's a lot of money involved, a lot of interest, a lot of concerns. I don't think it's safe for me to eat fish. I generally don't eat fish, but in this institution, I'm cajoled to eat fish or not eat. And if I were kosher or halal and they would bring me pork to eat, that would be that would certainly be considered treating me without dignity, and it certainly would be more than just a violation of my religious rights, but abuse of some sort. But because my diet is not halal or kosher, but is as strict as those diets are, and is specific, and I have some idea what it is, but you come to a point where you're being presented with food to eat, and you're hungry, then you have to have the strength not to eat anything, to have the food in front of you, and then try to mitigate the whole issue by going out and getting some foods that you might be willing to eat, even though some, like my salami, I have salami in this container. And they're telling me that there's a federal law that prohibits anything from being in the refrigerator for more than 72 hours. But that's assuming that someone brought the food in for the patient to eat. And the whole thing is based on an ability of a patient who's able to function to get to the refrigerator and do what they need to do. They claim that I was taking too much space up in the refrigerator, when in fact I had, I believe, 5 items in the refrigerator, 6. They didn't take up too much space. One of them was my container of salami, which salami, following my diet the best I can in a situation where I can't go out and buy what I would actually buy and eat what I would actually eat. I'm trying to have something to eat that I consider safe, and that's part of my diet. This is a container. It has salami in it. Now, you just don't go to the store and buy salami and eat it in 72 hours. In fact, the reasons why they would reject salami and insist you eat it in 72 hours don't make any sense. Salami is a preserved food, and for thousands of years, people didn't have refrigeration, but they had salami and they used it. And it was safe. And it's an uncooked food. It has preserved with penicillin and other things. And push came to shove, I could eat 2 or 4 slices of salami, cheese, milk products. I eat raw cheese. I don't eat pasteurized cheese. I'm not supposed to. I don't want to. But it's very difficult to do. I mean, if I was out on my own taking care of my needs, it's already difficult enough to do. And they have so many problems and issues, and I've been through this before. We're going to be through it again, because they're going to insist that they can provide me with what I want and need, but they haven't done it for 6 months. They still haven't taken the time to understand what it is. And I'm aware of the fact that it's a little difficult to do. So I've tried to work with the situation to come up with something that's acceptable to me, that meets my religious needs, and also...
Mr. Hobbs, can I give you your medications?
Yes, please do.
Give me one.
Yeah, get it ready for me. Yeah. I don't want to take the medication, but I'll have him prepare it for me so we can see whether it comes through correctly. I mean, it's almost impossible to gather the information you need to present your case to the public or to a court or to a body of investigators, because everything is shrouded here. They did, in fact, give me medication that wasn't supposed to be given to me. And I noticed it, and I pointed it out to the nurse at the time, and the nurse took it back. But I didn't take a picture of it. I should have. Do they have it in my chart that they offered me the wrong medication? And then I do have some pictures of one morning getting so many pills, another morning getting other amounts of pills, variations in the amounts and types of pills. And although for a good 2.5 months I've been making complaints to the nurses about my medication, that I don't think it's being effectively prescribed, and that I would like to, and I do think it's causing side effects and problems that maybe I shouldn't be having. And so I'm stuck in a situation where if I do in fact need medication, I'd like to have the correct medication in the correct way, but the medication isn't being given to me the way it's prescribed. Other medicines are being added, and some of the medicines aren't being given to me on a consistent basis. So that gives me reason to believe that I'm not in a safe situation, that professional care is not being given. And then they give me a document demanding that I take the medication. If I don't, then they won't allow me to go home and finish getting my apartment ready so I can go home permanently. So in other words, they're kidnapping me. They're holding me here. They're working a workout that seems to allow them to get paid to have me here under the guise of protecting me and helping me, but when in fact they're just financially benefiting from their ignorance, unprofessionalism, inability to do what's right the correct way. And there seems to be a community opinion that it's good, it's okay. I've experienced and observed a similar behavior in other nursing homes. And the method you have to go through to complain is very bureaucratic, doesn't allow any instant claim. Yeah. Excuse me?
Do you have any fluids, anything to drink?
Well, I do. I'm going to drink a little more before I take any medicine.
Okay,
Now,
take
let's
that
see.
pill.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pills today.
And
These are
Proform you
the
don't want.
8 pills that I'm getting today. What did you say?
Proform, the protein. You want that? You don't want that?
Well, I always want the protein, I guess, but it doesn't always come to me. So now this morning, which is Thursday, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pills in this container. Now, yesterday I had 7, and I have a document of that. The other day I had 6.
Oh, you have one new pill, that's why.
So I don't know what what is the new pill about?
Zyprexa, olanzapine.
What is Zyprexa for?
It's the one prescribed by the psychiatrist.
Well,
Little one.
Well, I want to know how I file a complaint against the psychiatrist for unprofessional behavior.
Okay, first of all, you don't want to take the Zyprexa, right?
Well, I'm not going to take it.
Okay, so let me take it out first.
No, well, I have a picture of it.
Okay.
That's good. The psychiatrist is not, I don't believe he's acting professionally or correctly. I could be wrong.
Okay, so all right, I'll let the...
But I intend to file a defamation of character against the hospital and the doctor for accusing me of having some psychiatric illness, because I'm responding to the unprofessional care that's being provided in this nursing home, in my opinion.
Let me do this first. Let me take out that, see which one the little one Zyprexa is. Just to
Yeah.
make sure. I gotta make sure you take your pills.
Well, I'm not going to take them. I have a picture of them. I'm not going to take them until we resolve
Okay, then let me hang on to them.
my complaints.
So let me take out the little one.
Well, you can take them all out. I have a picture of them, and I'll document it, and I'll probably fail. But
Okay, so you wanna? Then I'll give you the.
we've been
Proform
through
and
this
you
whole
can-
psychiatric thing before,
Okay.
and I don't believe in psychiatry. It's a violation pretty much of my religious beliefs to follow that. I don't think it's science. I think it's popular opinion amongst psychiatrists, and I'm already having side effects from the other medications that I've been complaining about for 2 months, and I've had no response. And I don't know if those side effects are necessary. I don't know if the medication's necessary. I've lost any confidence in the ability of the care providers here to give me good care. I don't think you're at fault necessarily. You're just dispensing the information.
Maybe let my supervisor know if you want to file a complaint.
Well, I do. I want to file a complaint. I'm going to, and I'm going to try to. I mean, if it's, I don't agree with this. I don't know if I'm allowed to not agree, but I would think that I should be, and it's based on my experiences that I've been trying to document. Please help me, somebody. It's not just me, but patients all over the United States are being treated in a similar way, I think, perhaps, and it doesn't seem to be an issue that anyone is willing to address, and I think it needs to be redressed and addressed. There are many frustrated persons in this home, and it seems to me it's because there's a lack of, there's a short staff, and no one has the ability to really do their job well. Everything's being done, it seems like it in a rush, but perhaps that's wrong. It's just my observation and my opinion. I'm questioning why this is and if it's the way we want it to be as a community and as a society. Thank you.